Hi, boys and girls. This is lesson 12, problem set. You might notice there are all the problems on here. The first set of directions says work with a partner. You're not going to do that. I'm going to model problem number 1 and problem number 4 for you, and I will give you measurements. If you want to go ahead and try number 1 and find things at home that are similar to what they have listed and try it on your own with your ruler, you can go ahead and do that. But we're going to practice this together, and then you will submit the assignment with problems 1 and 4 completed. So when I took a measurement of the long side of a desk, we got 61 centimeters. So go ahead and write that in the box there. And we are figuring out which nearest 10 centimeter this is closest to, because we are estimating lengths and we are rounding our numbers. So 61 falls between the tens of 60 and 70. And remember, when we round our numbers, we want to think about what that halfway point is. And if the number is halfway or more, then we want to go to the next 10, the next highest number. So halfway between 60 and 70 is 65. And you can write that right there in the middle if you want to as a reminder. Our long side of a desk measured 61 centimeters. 61 is very close to 60. So our length rounded to the nearest 10 centimeters is 60 centimeters. A new pencil measures 19 centimeters long. The tens that 19 comes between are 10 and 20. Halfway between 10 and 20 is 15. 19 is more than that, so we're going to go to the next highest 10, which is the 20. A short side of a piece of paper is 22 centimeters long. 22 falls between 20 and 30 centimeters. Halfway, I'm thinking in my brain, halfway is 25. So what length are we going to round 22 to the nearest 10 centimeter? Go ahead and write it down. If you wrote 20 centimeters, you are correct. If you just wrote 20, you're incorrect because we need our units. The long side of a piece of paper measures 28 centimeters long. 28 comes between which two 10 centimeters? It comes between 20 and 30. And I'm thinking in my brain, halfway between 20 and 30 is 25. And 28 is more than that. So write down the nearest 10 centimeter that we're going to round 28 to. If you wrote 30 centimeters, you are correct. We're going to skip problem number 2. It's very similar to what we just did, except we're using grams as our unit of measure, but it's still weight rounded to the nearest 10 grams. Question 3 is also very similar, except our units are milliliters. You could have someone at home make up some problems for you to try on your own. We're going to go ahead and take a look at number 4. So if number 4, we're talking about rounding to the nearest 10 minutes on a clock. And it's okay if you need to look at a clock to do some of these. Okay? So let's say that the time I started the problem set was 10:34. So our hour is not going to change on here. We are still in the 10 o'clock hour. What we want to pay attention to is our minutes. What minutes, what 10-minute segments does 34 come in between? It comes in between 30 and 10:40. So now I'm thinking between 30 and 40, halfway would be 35. 34 is just less than that. So 10:34 rounded to the nearest 10 minutes is 10:30. Let's look at the next one. The time I finished station 1. So let's pretend we're in school and we're having station rotations. I finished station 1 at 10:41. So that comes between 10:40 and 10:50. And we're looking at our minutes here. 41 is closest to which 10-minute segment? It's closest to 10:40. Let's say the time that we finished station 2 was 10:48. We're looking at our minutes. 48 comes between 10:40 and which other 10-minute segment? 10:50. 48. Halfway between 40 and 50, I'm thinking in my brain, is 45. 48 is more than that. So I'm going to round up to the next highest 10 minutes. Finally, the time that we finished station 3 is 10:56. The minutes 56 comes between the hour 10:50 and what would be the next 10-minute segment? Don't get tricked. It would be the next hour, 11 o'clock, because that is 0 minutes. So halfway between 50 and when we're at the hour, that's really 60 minutes, isn't it? Oops. 60 minutes. Halfway, I'm thinking in my brain, between 50 and 60 is 55. So 10:56 is closer to 11 o'clock. It's the next hour. Boys and girls, make sure you have these problems complete. And if you wanted to try any of the others, be my guest, and please submit this on Schoology.